We're canceling Christmas this year. Too expensive. That's what the message said. No call. No explanation. Just a text. 3 days later, my entire family was live streaming a Christmas party I wasn't invited to. My name's Damien, I'm 32, and Christmas used to mean something to me. Not because of presents or carols or snow. It meant belonging. It was the one time in the year when my entire chaotic, loud, passive-aggressive family pretended to care about one another. And for a long time, I accepted that. I clung to those few hours of fake harmony like a starving man to breadcrumbs. Every year, I drove down from Rochester to Cleveland, staying in my childhood room, helping hang decorations, making eggnog from scratch because Mom swore mine tasted like the real stuff. We'd argue about lights, someone would always trip over the dog, and inevitably someone would cry. Usually Uncle Fred, and always after too much bourbon. It was messy. But it was ours. This year, I wanted to show my appreciation. I started prepping gifts in November. Thoughtful, not flashy. Mom's ancient hand mixer had finally sparked its last smoke at Thanksgiving, so I ordered her a premium immersion blender. My sister Vanessa, a fashion addict with a TikTok channel and zero financial discipline, got limited edition high tops she wouldn't stop DMing me about. My stepdad Don. I sent him a rare whiskey crate from a distillery in Vermont. I didn't think twice about the money. I've been lucky, software engineering pays well. And I always made sure to help back home. Quiet bank transfers. Covered rent once when Don got laid off. Paid Vanessa's dental copay last year without saying a word. Family helps family. That's how I was raised. Even if I rarely felt helped myself. So imagine my surprise when I got the message. December 22nd, 8:07 a.m. The family group chat pinged. Mom, hey loves, just a heads up, we're canceling Christmas this year. Too expensive, and things have been a little chaotic. We'll make it up next year. Love you. That was it. No offer to meet halfway. No suggestion to Zoom. Not even a, sorry, Damien. I stared at my screen, blinking. At first I thought, maybe it's a joke. Vanessa had changed the group photo to a cartoon snowman with a frown. That felt like a punchline, right? I texted. Are you sure? I could help cover stuff if it's tight. Vanessa replied with a thumbs up emoji. Dawn didn't reply at all. That was the end of it. I didn't push. I didn't guilt trip. I told myself, maybe they need a quiet year. Life gets weird. People get stressed. So I stayed home. I lit the pine-scented candle my coworker got me. Heated up frozen lasagna on Christmas Eve. I even watched Home Alone, twice. I tried to be the mature one. I didn't call. I didn't cry. But the silence? It felt off. Too still. Too rehearsed. And then came Christmas night. Around 9:18 p.m., I got a notification from Instagram. Vanessa is going live. I shouldn't have clicked. I really shouldn't have. But something in me, a whisper of hope, maybe, made me tap it open. And there it was. The party. Mom's house. My childhood home. Lights everywhere. DJ booth next to the fireplace. Balloons, mistletoe, loud laughter. Vanessa, with a drink in hand, screamed into the camera. Merry Christmas from the real crew. The real crew. She spun the camera. I saw my aunts, my cousins, even Uncle Fred, red-faced and already slurring. People I'd bought gifts for. People who'd sent me, wish we could, too broke this year, texts 2 days ago. It was a full-blown Christmas party. And I wasn't invited. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just sat there. Still. Silent. Staring at my phone until the battery hit red. Lasagna, cold. Candle, burned halfway down. For the first time, I realized. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about things being tight. It was about me. I had been cut out. Neatly. Quietly. Without confrontation. Just like a guest list trim. They excluded me from Christmas without a second thought. The next day, they asked me for nearly $3,000, like nothing had happened. December 26th. The morning after I found out I'd been deliberately cut out of my own family's holiday. I hadn't slept. My brain kept cycling through the same questions: why me? What did I do? But the more I thought about it, the more obvious it became: I didn't do anything. And that was the problem. I never caused drama. Never made waves. Never demanded attention. I was just there. Reliable. Quiet. Convenient. So maybe they figured I wouldn't notice. Or that I'd get over it, like always. But this time was different. Around 10:13 a.m., my phone buzzed with a new message. It was from Don, my stepdad. "Hey D, can you send over the $2,850 for January bills? Need it by tomorrow if possible. Thanks. No, Merry Christmas. No, hope you're well." Just a casual request for nearly $3,000, like I was his bank, not his stepson. I stared at the text. Read it once. Twice. A third time. Then I opened my banking app. It wasn't rage that drove me. It was something deeper: clarity. For the first time, I saw the full pattern. They didn't just forget me. They didn't accidentally exclude me. They made a decision. And they still thought they had access to me. To my time. My money. My silence. They thought I'd take the betrayal and still come running the moment a bill came due. So I did what I should have done years ago. First, I opened the spreadsheet I'd kept on my laptop. I'd been tracking my family-related expenses since I started making decent money, nothing fancy, just a log to keep myself grounded. I scrolled through the list. Vanessa's dental copay, $580. Don's second mortgage payment, $2,200. Mom's car repair, $1,175. Holiday gifts, groceries, utilities, streaming services. Total, $31,762.43. Not including interest. And I never asked for a cent back. Never even hinted. I closed the spreadsheet, logged into my accounts, and started cutting cords. The family phone plan. Gone. I'd been paying for 4 lines under my account. I called the provider, canceled all except mine, and asked them to send the others a final notice. The utilities on their lake house. All in my name. Gas, electric, internet, done. I called each company. Explained the situation. Got everything transferred or shut down. Spotify family plan. Cancelled. Netflix. Removed their devices. Vanessa's cloud storage. Disabled. Every shared account, every link, every financial lifeline I'd quietly kept running, I dismantled them one by one. I took my time. I wanted it done cleanly. Quietly. Like they had done to me. When I was done, I sent one final message to Don. Lose my number. I don't fund liars. Then I blocked him. Blocked Vanessa. Blocked Mom. Blocked the entire group chat. The next morning, my phone had 53 missed calls. I didn't answer any of them. But I listened to one voicemail. It was Mom. Her voice shaky, like she'd been crying. "Damien, sweetheart, please call us. There's been a misunderstanding. Just, please call." I didn't delete it. I didn't call back either. Because for the first time in years, I felt something I hadn't felt in that house since I was a teenager. Power. And I wasn't done yet. Over the next few days, they tried everything. Vanessa posted a cryptic Instagram story about people who ruin holidays for attention. Some of her followers offered sympathy. Most ignored it. Dawn sent an email with the subject line, "Urgent, please talk to us." It was long, rambling, filled with phrases like, "You've always been overly sensitive," and "We're in a tough spot right now." No apology. No ownership. Just a plea for help. Disguised as guilt. Masked as family. And at the end, he wrote, "You're still our son. Family comes first." I nearly laughed. Now family comes first. Now, when the money's gone. But what really sent me over the edge wasn't a text or a voicemail. It was when my bank flagged an unusual login attempt. Someone had tried to access my online banking using an old iPad, one I'd left at my mom's house 2 years ago during a visit. I hadn't thought about it since. Apparently, they had 3 failed login attempts. They weren't just trying to guilt me. They were trying to take from me. So the next day, I got in my car. I drove the 6 hours to Cleveland. No warning. No call. No hint I was coming. Just like they gave me no warning when they left me out of Christmas. When I pulled up to the house, the lights were still up. Drooping. Half dead. Santa lay collapsed on the lawn, half deflated. I rang the bell. Once. Dawn opened the door, wearing a wrinkled hoodie and confusion. "Damien," he said, like I was a ghost. I didn't even blink. "Where's the iPad?" He stammered. We haven't used, maybe Vanessa." "Save it," I said. "I know someone tried to access my bank account from it. 3 times. He opened his mouth, then shut it. "I'm here to collect it. And then I'm done. For good." He didn't argue. Just turned and walked inside. I stepped in, just for a moment. Long enough to see the aftermath. The mess. The guilt. The broken illusion. Vanessa came down the stairs, eyes red and puffy. She started to speak. Probably some fake apology. I didn't care. I grabbed the iPad off the coffee table and turned to leave. "Wait, Damien. Can we talk? 5 minutes. Please." I paused at the door. "I gave you 5 years," I said. "We're even." And I walked out. They didn't panic when they excluded me. They panicked when they lost control. Back home, I reset every password. Every device. Every recovery email. I called my lawyer friend, not to sue anyone, but to draft some statements making it clear I wasn't responsible for any financial liability they might try to stick me with. It wasn't paranoia. It was protection. Because when people treat you like a lifeline, they don't let go until they've drained the last drop. I wasn't just cutting ties, I was locking every door they used to slip through. By the next morning, my phone had gone full-blown alarm system. Blocked number voicemails. Desperate DMs from relatives I hadn't spoken to in years. Messages from old Facebook accounts I forgot were still active. One of my cousins messaged me. "Hey, man, don't take it personally. The party was last minute. You didn't miss much." I didn't reply. I just screenshotted it and saved it to a folder on my phone labeled, "Evidence." Because I wasn't just walking away, I was making sure they never forgot why. The fallout was official by New Year's Day. Vanessa posted a passive-aggressive Instagram story with a crying selfie and the caption, "Some people just love ruining Christmas. Crying face Christmas tree." Dawn tried emailing me again. Subject, "Please talk to us." He rambled about family and forgiveness, how I was being dramatic, and how they trusted me to be there for them. Still no mention of the lie. Still no mention of the party. Still no apology. He ended with, "You're still our son. Family comes first." That line again. They kept using family like it was a shield. Like saying it enough times would erase what they'd done. They weren't sorry for excluding me. They were sorry I didn't take it quietly. Then came the moment that flipped everything. I got a security alert from my bank. Someone had tried to log in again, but this time, from a different device. A laptop I'd let Vanessa borrow back in 2021 when hers broke. I hadn't even remembered it was linked. That was it. No more warnings. No more patience. I drove straight to a notary the next morning. There was a small piece of land in my name, left to me by my grandfather. A little lakefront property Don always said would go to Vanessa, once things settled down. Guess what? It was under my name. Don had asked me not to sell it. Said it was, for the family. Said it needed to stay in the bloodline. So I donated it. To a nonprofit that builds transitional housing for teens aging out of foster care. Not out of spite. Out of principle. That land deserved better than being just another asset in their web of control. 3 days later, Vanessa called from a friend's phone. I didn't answer. But she left a voicemail. "You're ruining everything, Damien. You're being so dramatic. I don't even know what you want from us anymore." That was the thing. She still didn't get it. I didn't want an apology. I wanted to not need one anymore. I didn't want a family dinner. I wanted to stop being a backup generator for a house that only remembered I existed when the lights went out. The following Friday, I got a final letter. No name. No return address. Just my name, written in Vanessa's handwriting. Inside, a Polaroid. A group photo from Christmas night. Everyone smiling. Laughing. Holding up plastic cups like a college tailgate. Vanessa. Don. My mom. The cousins. The uncles. Even the dog was in it. On the back, in bold marker, it said. We still had a great time. No signature. No message. Just that. At first, I thought, this is a taunt. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized what it really was. Proof. They weren't over it. They were still thinking about me. Still trying to prove I didn't matter. And that meant, I did. If they truly didn't care, they wouldn't have sent anything at all. The photo sat on my kitchen counter for a week. I didn't throw it out. I didn't hang it up. I just left it face down. By then, I had stopped checking voicemails. Stopped reading DMs. Stopped feeling like I had to defend myself to anyone. Because something strange had started to settle inside me. Not rage. Not sadness. Peace. The kind of peace you don't even realize you've never had, until it shows up, quietly, and replaces the noise you thought was normal. No more last-minute transfers. No more guilt-wrapped requests. No more apologies that felt more like invoices. Just quiet. And the power to choose who I let into that silence. They thought I'd crawl back. Instead, I sent them an invoice for everything they thought I'd forget. January passed like a snowstorm, quiet from the outside, but inside, I was rebuilding. I deleted old voicemails. Cancelled every auto payment. I even changed the locks on my apartment door. But the real shift. It happened in my mind. I stopped thinking of them as my family and started thinking of them for what they truly were. A habit I had finally broken. That silence they left me in after the Christmas betrayal. I had turned it into music. I started painting again. I signed up for therapy. I applied for a job out west and started hunting for apartments with balconies and better light. Then, one morning, I did something that had been bubbling under the surface for weeks. I opened the spreadsheet. The one with all the payments. The gifts. The bills. The forgotten favors. Everything I had spent on them over the past 6 years. I tallied it one final time. $38,076.29. Nearly 40 grand. Not one thank you. Not one repayment. Just expectation. So I wrote a letter. Not out of bitterness. Not out of revenge. But for clarity. To whom it may concern. You know who you are. This is not an apology. This is a receipt. Over the last 6 years, I've financially supported this family more than anyone ever should. I covered rent, groceries, gifts, emergencies, without complaint. Without demands. I thought I was doing the right thing. I wasn't. I was enabling. What I received in return wasn't love. It was dependence disguised as family. I was not your son. Or brother. Or friend. I was a resource. A walking ATM. A silent donor. That ends now. Enclosed is a breakdown of what I gave. I am not requesting repayment. Consider this a final record of what I offered, and how it was taken. Effective immediately. I will not respond to family group chats. I will not attend holidays, birthdays, or events. I will not offer money, advice, or emotional support. I will not entertain talks, discussions, or guilt-laced manipulations. You didn't lose me because of a misunderstanding. You lost me because you assumed I would never leave. Please do not contact me unless you are prepared to acknowledge your role in this. No spin. No half apologies. No expectations. Sincerely. Damien. I printed it. Signed it. Mailed 4 copies. To Dawn. To Vanessa. To Mom. And, yes, to Aunt Lydia, who had the nerve to say, he's being selfish, after I stopped paying for everyone's streaming services. A week passed. Nothing. 2 weeks. Silence. Then one email. From Mom. Subject, just one thing. I read your letter. I don't agree with everything, but I see your point. I just wish you'd said something sooner. We could have fixed it. I didn't reply. Because we couldn't have fixed it. Not when they didn't see the cracks forming. Not when they only noticed me once the money stopped flowing. So I did what I'd been planning in quiet moments between grief and relief. I moved. Not across the street. Not across town. Across the country. Boulder. Bright apartment. Clean slate. Second bedroom turned into a painting studio. No family drama. No emergency texts. No voicemails asking for rent, just this once. I booked a solo trip to Spain. I joined a hiking group. I started dating, slowly, carefully. I lived. One morning, after a farmer's market run and a cup of coffee in the sun, my phone buzzed with a call from an unknown number. I let it ring. No voicemail. No follow-up. And I didn't care. Because whoever it was, I knew what they were chasing. The old me. The version of me who paid in silence. Who stayed small to make room for everyone else. Who never said no. But that version? He's gone. And in his place. Someone who doesn't beg to belong. Someone who doesn't carry guilt like an inheritance. Someone who understands that family isn't just who raised you, it's who respects you. The truth is, I didn't walk away to punish them. I walked away because I finally knew my worth. And once you know that, there's no going back.